Hi everyone, this is Mr. Lucas. I thought I would make a summary of Chapter 3 as you're wrapping that up. So Chapter 3 had you, after you installed your virtual machine, or if you're using the NetLabs one, I'm actually using the NetLabs one right now just to show you it is operational and available for you to use. Once you boot up your virtual machine, Chapter 3 focused on navigating the file system, which is very important. You always want to know where you are, where you're going, because that does actually matter a lot. So in Chapter 3, they show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to Activities. I'm going to open up a terminal. And I'm actually going to SU as root. Type in the openSUSE password, and voila, here I am. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to always do again is know where you are. So do a PWD. Okay. Right now I'm in /home/student. So I'm actually still in the home directory of the student. Okay. So hopefully you were able to watch that video in Edpuzzle, because it really lays out kind of the hierarchical tree-like structure that branches off of everything. So most of you probably have experience with Windows. Everything branches off of the C drive. In Linux, everything branches off of what is called the root folder or root drive. Okay, so I'm going to do a CD and a forward arrow, or a forward slash, sorry. Okay, and I'm going to do a PWD. This forward slash only, okay, is the root directory, is what it's called, or the root folder. All right, the root directory. Now, that root directory is very important. The root directory is the parent of all files and folders and everything that this computer or this openSUSE virtual machine has. And every Linux system, the root directory is that forward slash. Okay. Now we can do a ls. That means list our files, and these are the folders that are in it. So we have a bin folder, a boot folder, dev stands for device, a etc folder which has some configuration files, home, which is the home to all users except for root. So usually every user that you create, unless you specify to have a different home directory, will have a directory for its files and folders in home. We also have, you notice, a root folder. Okay, do not get confused with the root directory, which is the forward slash, and the root home folder. This one right here that I've got highlighted is root users home folder. Okay, so hopefully you kind of get that separated into your head. So right now we are in just the forward slash directory, which is the root directory. Okay, is the parent of all files and folders. Everything leads back to this. This is kind of like your C drive. Okay, now again, you notice on your C drive you've got like my documents, all that stuff, Windows folder. These are kind of like those, that you have all these folders off of it: temporary, system folders, run, mount, all these folders and everything. And you'll notice that folders are always blue in Linux when they come up. Now, again, if you want to change from one directory to the next, you do a CD, stands for change directory. So if I'm going to change into the home directory here, I can just type home because it is what we call a relative reference. So if you notice here, when I list all this stuff, if home is one of the folders that is currently where I am, okay, then I can just type CD home. You could have also did CD and then forward slash home, because again, it's building off of each other. Forward slash and then forward slash home is the directory that we're going into here. So again, if I do a ls here, you see that I have the student directory. I can CD into the student directory. All right, and then do a ls again, and I've got all these files and folders. And at any point you don't know where you're at, if you do a pwd, it'll show you kind of where you are. You see how it's building on each other. So first we were in the / directory, then we changed directories into the home, which was right here. Then we changed directories again into student. So now we're in / home / student. Okay, so you can kind of play around with that. Now to change back again to the root directory, I would just do that. And then you can see I do a pwd again. Pwd stands for print working directory, wherever you currently are. Okay, so I'm going to ls my files. Now I'm going to cd into the root directory. Okay, and do a pwd. / root is the root user's home directory. They have their own separate home directory apart from everybody else because it is the administrator user on the computer. Okay, so it is very far away from everybody. But if you do a ls here, you'll notice things are a lot different from, let's say here, when we did the student's home directory, which is the person we're logged into on the desktop of this computer, not in this terminal. The terminal we're logged in as root right now, just to have root permissions. So we notice we got like the downloads folder and all that stuff. We're used to that kind of stuff, right? Music, pictures, templates, videos. You don't see that in root's home directory for the root user, which is just / root. Okay, it's a lot different. So you want to really get used to navigating this stuff, and the book's going to show you some shortcuts like cd ... will take you back one directory, so that now instead of / root, we're just in the / directory or the root directory. So it takes you back one. Okay, or cd and then that tilde symbol and a / will take you to any user's home directory, whoever you're logged in as. So we're logged in as root, so the root's home directory is where it's going to go to because we're logged in as root in the terminal. So you're going to get used to navigating in and out of these folders. And if you notice again, anything in blue is a folder. Anything in black is an actual file. So again, you'll get used to that. We'll go over later about permissions, about why things are green. Everybody has access to those. Some files and folders, like for instance, if I exit out of root, so if I type exit, I'm no longer root. Right now, if you do a who am I am student. Okay, so student's like a regular user. Let's say I tried to cd into the root directory, just a /. Okay, I can get there. I can look at the files. But what happens if I try to cd into / root, which is root's home directory, the administrator user? I get permission denied. You should not be able to, as a regular user, go into the root user's home directory, right? / root. You can get to the root directory, which is just the /. So remember those two. Now again, if I su, which means switch user, and you can type in root or not, it automatically assumes you want root if you don't type anything. And then I do a who am I, right? It says I am root, so I have root permissions. Okay. So again, you're going to get used to navigating in and out. All commands are case sensitive. So remember that. So again, that's just kind of a quick short rundown of how to navigate the Linux file system. Hopefully you watched that Ed Puzzle video. It does a really nice job of going over that as well.